Beamy Nolan, 32, tech lead at a mid-sized software shop. 10 years in the same building, same badge, same stale carpet smell. Started as a junior, turned into the guy paged for every midnight fire. 2 kids, 1 mortgage, and a calendar that never stops vibrating. Tuesday morning begins with coffee and that dumb habit called curiosity. Internal job board opens, because doom scrolling feels safer than feeling. Filter by engineering, just checking what the market looks like lately. My own title pops up, sitting there like a mirror with teeth. Same team label, same on-call rotation, same duties I already do. Bold salary range appears, and it is not my number. Range starts above my pay like someone quietly raised the floor. Another scroll happens, hoping it is a different role with similar wording. Bullet points match my week perfectly, down to the ugliest legacy service. Even handles incidents during quarter close, sits there smug and exact. Screenshot taken fast because denial only dies when receipts exist. Tab closes, then reopens because pain begs for a second confirmation. Work chat pings, and the notification sound suddenly feels insulting. Stand-up starts, and every status update tastes like unpaid overtime. Focus tries showing up, but that screenshot loops behind my eyes. Drive home runs on autopilot, radio talking to someone living calmer. Kitchen lights feel too bright, like guilt turned into electricity. Spouse asks how work went, and my mouth lies from muscle memory. Bedtime stories happen, but the words bounce off my skull tonight. After everyone sleeps, the screenshot glows like a confession in darkness. Numbers get checked again, praying I misread a digit somewhere. Reality stays consistent, which somehow feels like a personal attack. Morning comes with the usual handoff, and my jaw tightens immediately. Dashboards show green, and nobody thanks green because green is expected. A message from my manager lands. Quick sync today. Big news. That phrase usually means trouble, yet curiosity already burned my brakes. Join the call with camera off, voice steady, pretending normal. His smile looks trained, like someone taught him to appear harmless. News drops. We're adding capacity. New senior engineer starts Monday. Capacity is a word that always means more work for the same pay. He adds, "You'll buddy with her. You're our best ramp mentor." Agreement leaves my throat automatically, because refusal becomes a sticky note. Call ends, and the folded screenshot in my pocket feels heavier. Job board gets checked again, and the posting has vanished completely. Someone noticed people looking, so they hid the numbers like contraband. A quiet, something happened question lands, and my silence answers first. Truth spills carefully because kids deserve calm even when adults fail. Spouse listens, then asks if I want a raise or a door. That question sticks because doors are sometimes healthier than fights. Weekend passes with errands, and my brain refuses quiet like spoiled static. Monday arrives cold, office air tasting like printer dust and cheap soap. New hire shows up with a bright tote bag and practiced confidence. Name is Chloe, late 20s, handshake firm, smile carefully calibrated. Intro includes psychological safety and healthy feedback culture before technical talk. Resume looks polished, lots of titles, light on shipped systems. Colin pairs us instantly, like a trainer assigned to a fresh racehorse. Her desk lands beside mine, close enough to hear every sigh. First question is about team values instead of code-based layout. answer stays bland, because honesty would sound like rage today. Next question asks how we measure impact beyond metrics and outcomes. Third question wonders why alerts feel aggressive and could be softened. Smile holds, because sarcasm becomes evidence in the wrong hands. A calendar invite appears titled Alignment Session, marked mandatory and cheery. Invite sits on my weekly deploy window like a cosmic joke. I message Colin politely, explaining deploy timing and client dependencies. His reply arrives fast. People first. Deploy can happen later. Deploy cannot happen later because quarter close doesn't respect feelings. Calendar gets moved anyway because insubordination costs more than overtime. Alignment session starts with breathing and a slide about intentional language. Phone vibrates under the table, alerting on a rising error rate. Chloe notices the screen glow and whispers, "Be present. It matters." Error rate keeps climbing because servers do not care about presence. Meeting drags 10 minutes past time, then ends with forced applause. Deploy window is gone, and now I am sprinting through menus. Production deploy begins late, and the pipeline fails on a stale secret. Old token expired last night, a thing I used to renew quietly. Renewal reminder lived in my personal calendar, now deleted with the screenshot. Support ticket arrives from a client, short and sharp. Why can't we log in? Quick fix happens because customers still deserve competence. Colin thanks the team in chat for flexible collaboration under pressure. Chloe adds a heart emoji like the outage was a bonding exercise. My hands hover over the keyboard, wanting to type the real story. Silence wins because truth without protection becomes a performance review note. Tuesday hides a second punch inside a shared spreadsheet from finance. Colin asks me to update headcount planning numbers for next quarter. The sheet already shows Chloe's compensation band, neatly filled in. Band number matches the vanished posting range right down the midpoint. Stomach drops because the screenshot just grew legs and a desk. Chloe jokes about market adjustments while sipping water like it's nothing. My face stays neutral because exploding only feeds their narrative. Bathroom break happens. Mirror showing a version of me I hate. Hands wash too long, like scrubbing off my own stupidity. Back at the desk, a clean plan forms, because adults try words first. One-on-one gets scheduled, titled Compensation Alignment Discussion. Printer hums and the screenshot comes out warm and undeniable. Colin arrives with a laptop and a defensive posture already loaded. I lay it out simply. Same title, posted higher. Same duties, same on-call. Fairness requested, not a miracle, just consistency and respect. He nods slowly and drops the first script line perfectly. Compensation is complex, and we don't compare individuals directly here. Paper slides across like evidence in a courtroom. He refuses touching it, like ink might burn his fingers. Second script line arrives. External market shifted. Internal cycles lag. A question about my cycle hangs there because 10 years should buy honesty. He offers a growth path. More scope now, money later maybe. Title bump appears. Staff mentor lead, which is just more meetings. Promise of revisiting after budgets lands like an empty balloon. Meeting ends with soft words and no number, which is its own answer. Walk back to the desk feels slow, like my badge gained weight. Afternoon brings pairing requests, and Chloe asks for help with config. Help gets given anyway because customers didn't cause this mess. Thanks arrives loudly in a team channel. making it public and shiny. Public praise feels like a muzzle wrapped in a compliment. Evening arrives, and that screenshot still lives in my pocket folded. Home feels real. Kids want help. Bills don't care about pride. After bedtime, my laptop opens, because options matter more now. Recruiter messages existed before, but they felt like noise back then. Tonight they read like lifeboats floating close enough to grab. Resume gets updated, not dramatic, just factual, like an insurance policy. Linked profile gets refreshed quietly, because quiet is safer than brave. Midweek assigns Chloe a feature slice touching billing logic, the sharpest knife. Billing code is sacred, because money bugs become lawsuits fast. Colin calls it good growth, praising fresh perspective benefits. Fresh perspective becomes dangerous when it touches customer payments. Pairing offer goes out, friendly and professional with clear time blocks. She replies, "I learn best solo, but I'll ping if needed." A review request appears late Friday, marked "Need approval fast." Clock says 6:10 and my spouse texts about dinner plans. Diff opens anyway because saying no ends with outages. Small logic tweak will double charge a rare edge case. Comment gets written carefully, with risk, test cases, and safer alternatives. Chloe responds with a thumbs-up emoji, then merges anyway. Heart stalls for a second, then anger turns into cold focus. Patch gets built quietly because Monday's fire is already visible. Family dinner happens with my phone face down like a loaded gun. Night ends with a fresh branch ready, waiting for the inevitable call. Saturday starts with an incident alert and that familiar sinking feeling. Billing queue shows anomalies. Support tickets rising like a wave. Edge case customers post screenshots, furious, because money got hit twice. Colin pings me first, not Chloe, because blame follows gravity. Bridge call opens, and Chloe joins late with a soft apology voice. Logs get pulled, and the merged change is sitting there like a fingerprint. Rollback suggestion goes into chat, short, clear, and time-stamped. Chloe asks for context and tone, like the bug is a misunderstanding. Rollback happens anyway because hesitation costs real dollars. Data repair begins, slow and careful, because money data is sacred. Client emails arrive, demanding answers before their CFO wakes up angry. Colin promises quick follow-up, then messages me privately, "Keep it calm." Calm is what people demand when they want accountability to vanish. Monday post-mortem opens with praise about resilience delivered theatrically. Chloe talks about growth edges and communication friction like its main lesson. My written review comments never get mentioned, not even as a footnote. When asked what happened, she says guidance felt unclear and intense. Trap snaps shut because blame starts shifting onto my mouth. Feedback for me becomes, coach more gently, avoid intimidating language. Intimidating language was the sentence, "This will double charge customers." Hands stay still on the table because reaction becomes evidence. Something inside flips from anger to strategy, clean and immediate. New rule becomes law. Nothing matters unless it exists in writing. Hero work stops because invisibility is how credit gets stolen. Requests now require tickets, priorities, owners, and acceptance criteria. Decisions get follow-up notes, confirming choice, risks, and next steps. Quick favors turn into tracked work, even when they feel tiny. Colin hates it instantly because paperwork shines light into corners. He calls it bureaucracy, and I call it memory. Arguing about feelings wastes time and gives them ammunition. Metric graphs recover, but the bruise stays stamped on my soul. Midweek meeting arrives, and Colin asks why response time was slow. I answer evenly, I followed the official process you asked us to respect. His eyes narrow, because the mirror just reflected back at him. Chloe pulls me aside later. This feels like you don't trust me. Response stays calm. Trust is great. Verification keeps customers safe. She sighs and schedules a meeting about communication style. Invite includes HR because vibes need witnesses now. HR rep is Mara, smile warm, eyes sharp, notebook ready for labels. She asks about collaboration, inclusion, and whether anyone feels unsafe. Unsafe is a word that can destroy careers without proof. My answers stay factual. Quality, deadlines, and customer impact are the focus. Mara nods and writes anyway, because writing is her weapon too. Chloe mentions abrasive energy, and Mara underlines something like, it matters. Meeting ends with action items that are really just leashes. A new pulse survey appears the next day, anonymous, but not trusted. Questions ask if leadership feels inclusive and if feedback feels gentle. Someone wants a number to justify a story they already wrote. Chloe returns from one meeting smiling, saying, exciting changes ahead. Exciting is corporate for painful, and I taste metal in my mouth. Quarter close approaches, and the system breathes faster like a cornered animal. Investors want clean numbers. Clients want uptime. Leadership wants applause. Extra planning sessions appear, mostly to be seen planning. Chloe gets named Incident Coordinator for growth, despite recent chaos. Coordinator means authority, and authority should require scars and experience. I raise concerns in writing, listing risks and offering safer coverage. Colin replies in writing, appreciate input, proceeding as planned. My stomach settles, because the battlefield just became fair. Preparation begins, documenting runbooks, escalation chains, and rollback levers. Chloe requests simplified summaries, saying details feel overwhelming. Summaries get sent anyway because I refuse to be blamed unseen. Friday night before close, an alert spikes, then another, then everything turns red. Payments fail, retries storm, databases sweat under load. Chloe takes the bridge call, voice bright. Okay, team, let's breathe. I recommend throttling and rolling back the last change immediately. She says hold, wanting consensus and avoiding panic energy. Consensus costs 10 minutes, and 10 minutes costs thousands of failed charges. Colin joins late and asks for updates, hungry for a clean narrative. Chloe frames it as complex collaboration dynamics instead of technical facts. I type plainly, rollback now, or outage expands into data corruption. She hesitates, then chooses a hotfix path under full load. Hotfix touches payment logic, which is surgery on a moving train. Warning goes out again, clear and time-stamped, no drama. Chloe replies, noted, then instructs the hotfix deployment anyway. Graphs spike harder, and reconciliation jobs begin failing too. Finance partner joins the call, voice trembling about quarter-close numbers. Colin asks who approved the hotfix decision, and silence hits. Chloe says, we agreed as a team to move forward. Team did not agree, but the word team spreads blame nicely. I start rollback anyway, hands steady, heart cold. Data repair scripts run slow and precise because money data is sacred. 2 hours vanish into log parsing and quiet swearing under my breath. Green returns reluctantly, and the silence on the call feels religious. Saturday review gets scheduled fast because optics hate waiting. Sleep comes in scraps, body forgetting how to fully shut down. Call begins with leadership present, HR present, cameras magically turned on. Colin opens with, "We need accountability and learning," in that exact order. Chloe apologizes softly, then pivots to communication breakdown again. Colin asks why rollback wasn't executed immediately when suggested. Chloe says my tone made her feel challenged, slowing decisions. That accusation lands like a knife because it is designed to stick. I breathe, then open my notes, because notes are armor now. Bridge chat timestamps get read out, showing rollback advice and refusal. Written email from Colin confirming Chloe's coordinator authority gets shared. Earlier risk message gets shown, including rollback authority expectations. Room goes quiet, because vibes die when facts are loud. Colin tries pivoting. Let's avoid finger pointing and stay constructive. Mara says, we should take this offline, which means bury it gently. Sam, director above Colin, clears his throat and looks exhausted. 30 minutes later, a new invite appears titled Time-Sensitive Discussion. Attendees include Sam, plus legal and finance partners. Legal partner Jenna speaks calmly, choosing words like careful tools. Sam wears a practiced smile, eyes watching risk everywhere. He starts with praise, because praise is cheap in a panic. Jenna says my emails raised compliance concerns, and they want clarity. Clarity was the request, so the irony tastes sharp. I state the simple truth. My role was posted above my pay. I add another truth. Accountability keeps landing on me without matching authority. Finance partner asks if we can guarantee no repeat outages this quarter. Answer stays honest. Not without resourcing and authority aligned to responsibility. Jenna asks whether I have outside offers, because leverage wakes them up. I answer plainly. Interviews scheduled, nothing signed, but momentum exists. Sam offers immediate market alignment compensation, phrased like a favor. I request everything in writing, including number, date, and scope boundaries. Jenna pauses, because writing creates obligations they can't wiggle from. Sam promises a formal answer by Friday, and Friday becomes a deadline. Meeting ends with forced warmth, the kind you get from a lamp. Meanwhile, quiet messages arrive from coworkers who noticed the same math. Ravi admits he saw a posting above his pay and stayed silent. Mia says 2 new hires came in higher, then asked her to train. Another teammate, Luis, says his title changed, but his salary did not. A small chat forms, not gossip, just screenshots and shared facts. Everyone sounds tired, not angry, because anger is expensive. I share a clean email template, the confirm in writing format. Template avoids threats, sticks to dates, duties, and explicit questions. People start sending them one by one, like lights turning on. Sam sends a friendly note. We're updating postings to reduce confusion. Confusion means people saw numbers, and numbers are dangerous. Note gets saved, because saving is what adults do now. Job board gets checked again, and several ranges mysteriously disappear. Company claims a system bug, which is corporate for caught. Friday arrives and Sam drops a compensation letter into my inbox. New base pay lands at the bottom of the posted range. Barely. A bonus looks decent, but includes a clawback if I leave soon. Clawback reads like a leash, and leashes don't feel like respect. Updated job description appears too, quietly adding duties I already do. Extra duties include formal mentoring and incident leadership, now officially permanent. They are buying silence while handing me a bigger shovel. At home, spouse reads it and asks one question only. Do you want to stay after they needed an outage to listen? Truth arrives fast. Staying means accepting this as normal until forced. That truth sits heavy, because pride is not rent money. Monday brings a recruiter call from a quieter company with engineers in charge. Offer includes higher pay, clear scope, and on-call paid in writing. Reading that line twice feels like tasting clean water again. Call includes one detail I didn't know I needed. Rollback authority defined. Decision gets delayed a few days because family decisions deserve respect. Chloe gets moved away from billing systems quietly, no explanation given. Announcement calls it broadening experience, but protection is the real word. Colin asks if everything is resolved now, hoping for quick closure. I answer evenly. Things are documented, and I'm evaluating options. His face tightens, because closure without consequences is his favorite outcome. Decision night arrives. Kids asleep, kitchen quiet, rain ticking windows. Offer letter sits beside Sam's compensation note, like two futures arguing. I choose the place where facts don't require a fight. Resignation email gets drafted short, polite, clean, no drama. Notice period included properly, because I am not a saboteur. Send button clicks, and my shoulders drop like a backpack removed. Colin calls offering more money, more title, more promises. Suddenly possible. I ask for those promises in writing with dates and obligations attached. Silence follows, because writing turns tricks into contracts. Sam joins trying again, asking what would make me stay. I answer honestly. Respect should not require screenshots and outages. Notice stands because I'm done paying for their lessons. Transition weeks become careful, thorough, and painfully professional. Docs get updated officially, handoffs written, keys listed properly. Runbooks get moved into shared space with owners assigned and confirmed. Critical secrets get rotated with proper vault procedures, no private magic. Colin watches the process like someone losing a safety net. Mara asks for an exit interview, and I accept with a calm smile. Interview questions try fishing for emotion, but I give timelines and receipts. Chloe catches me in a hallway, voice low, eyes tired. She admits she negotiated hard because she was told everyone else matched. I tell her the simple truth. Leadership knew and chose silence anyway. Her face changes because gravity arrives for everyone eventually. She whispers that she thought she was joining a healthy, modern place. I shrug gently because hope gets used as a recruiting tool. Final day comes with a box under my desk and strange calm. Badge scans one last time. Door clicks. Building stays indifferent. Goodbyes arrive, some warm, some cautious, some clearly afraid. Ravi hugs me quick, then says he sent the template to finance too. Mia asks where I'm going, and I say, somewhere that pays for on-call. HR thanks me for professionalism, which translates to, you didn't scream. Colin looks tired because the next outage won't be patched by guilt. Outside air hits cold and sunlight feels like permission. Car starts, and the steering wheel feels lighter than it did in years. New job starts, and the first surprise is simple clarity. On-call schedule includes pay, escalation rules, and rollback authority in writing. Manager asks for feedback, then actually follows through with action. Sleep improves because my brain stopped scanning for traps. 2 weeks in, a message arrives from Luis. They fixed the postings. He says bans returned and adjustments happened quietly across engineering. That update doesn't feel like victory, just proof the math was real. A month later, curiosity returns, but it comes with a new kind of caution. Privacy request gets filed for my personnel data, just in case. Company has to respond under state rules, and they do, reluctantly. Zip file arrives with spreadsheets, coded fields, and templated HR notes. Buried inside sits a column labeled Risk Segment with a date stamp. Value reads, High influence, flight risk, monitor closely, plain as day. Reading it feels like seeing the invisible file they joked about. Screenshot gets taken because receipts deserve a final frame. File gets closed, and my hands finally stop shaking. Message goes to Ravi and Mia. Short. They tagged us. Keep copies. Neither of them seems surprised, which somehow hurts worse than the label. Evening ends with kids laughing in the next room, loud and alive. Lesson lands quiet, simple, and painfully universal for anyone with a paycheck. Paper trails scare leaders more than anger ever will. If they refuse to confirm it in writing, they already know it's dirty.